lot of photographers these days are using a little known program called Photomechanic because of its rendering speed of raw images. So we decided in our studio to give it a shot, and we found it to be quite useful as it did speed up our workflow. Here's how we're using Photomechanic, and I should warn you that we're really only scratching the surface. But we are using Photomechanic for our culling. We're importing our raw images into Photomechanic, reviewing all of the images, finding the ones we like and exporting them, and then bringing them into Lightroom. So we've set up just a few of the keys on the RPG key for our editing style using Photomechanic. You, of course, can utilize any of the native shortcuts within Photomechanic and assign them to any of the keys on your keyboard. Perhaps you want to set aside just a few keys on your layout for your Photomechanic workflow. How we set up the RPG key in our own studio while using Photomechanic. First, we're going to select the Configure button. And on our keyboard, in all of our programs, Lightroom, Bridge, ACR, and Photoshop, the 38 and 39 keys are used for advancing us to the next image or bringing us back to the previous image. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing here while I'm in Photomechanic. I'm going to select 38, and I'm going to look for left. And I'm going to do 39 is going to be right, which I've already done here. Now I'm going to do 49 and 50 for my rating. I'm going to use a 1 and a 4. Kind of in our studio, we either decide we either like a photo or we don't. You, of course, can do anything you want. So I'm going to look for 1, and I'm going to assign 40 to number 1, and I'm going to look for 4, and I'm going to make 50 number 4. Okay. Now, I also utilize the F key to change my screen mode when I'm in Photomechanic. So I'm going to put an F key on the keyboard just because I like to see my image data often. And I'm going to make 40 my F key. Okay, so that's pretty much all of how I personally use Photomechanic with my RPG key. But you can see that every available shortcut is included in the macro list, and including new shortcuts that don't even exist in Photomechanic. So as the Photomechanic developers add new shortcuts, the RPG key library for Photomechanic is already been designed to accommodate those possible changes. So here we go. I'm going to go into Photomechanic. I've just made those changes. I'm going to double click on an image because I like to see full size. And we're going to check that F key, make sure that that took. So here we go. Alright, so this one's no good. Again, I'm using two hands just because the way I set it up, so I don't like that one. You see how it's yellow in the bottom right corner? We're going to advance to the next image. I like that one. We're going to go to the next image. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's good. And I'm going to very quickly go through all my images, ranking them, deciding if I like them or not. And that's the beauty of Photomechanic, is that it's just so quick. We happen to be looking at JPEGs here, but it's just as fast with RAWs. Okay. So in our studio, when we get to the end, we're going to close this screen. We're going to get rid of our yellows. We're going to hit select all, and we're going to export these photographs. And then we're going to bring them into Lightroom and continue our editing process. That's how we use Photomechanic with the RPG keys. Again, you can, all it really does, or what this plugin allows, is for you to put the native Photomechanic shortcuts into your keyboard. And it is both Mac and PC compatible. Take care.